Those saying Xbox Scorpio will be 30 FPS or upscaled or whatever, you guys are delusional, okay? It's already been verified and confirmed that Xbox Scorpio... No. This? I'm not reading this. Screw all of this. 144 Hz is trash. Movement that's far too fluid is absolutely disgusting for me. You know what I hate? Real life. God, I hate how fluid everything is. It's all consistent and smooth. I just wish the human eye could only perceive 30 FPS. Then I'd be happy. I just love limitation. Not all console players are peasants. All console players are in fact peasants. Do you play the latest titles at 4K 60 FPS or higher? No. Can you play 1080p 60 FPS? No. Can you control your graphics settings? No again. Can you watch a movie and play Battlefield 1 at the same time? Nope. Can't do that either? Then you're inferior to us in every way, therefore a peasant. Don't worry, we'll gladly help you ascend to the realm of the gods. The realm of the gods. PC elitists. Gotta love them. People like this are... they're a joke. You put this guy down for being a console gamer, you snooty douche. Console gamers are in fact above you. But hey, maybe you can just ascend someday. I won't help. Game system hard to use games are too hard to play. Nintendo sucks. Changing the consoles does not gameplay more fun. If the games are too hard, waste of money, don't buy. Joffrey over here is great review make good gameplay on his console cause make him look nice to hear his review good top notch. I just wanted to give it a shot. Also, the original PS4 with optimized power outperforms a $2,400 PC with GTX 780. And all PC games are runnable and are on parity with low-end $800 PCs, which makes PC gaming pointless to own now, cause the best graphics games are exclusive to PS4, that use PS4's power. PC gamers will miss out on the superior features of consoles now. With PS4 Pro and PS4, console gaming is the best choice with the best graphics and cheapest. What the hell computer are you buying for $2,400 that has a 780 in it? It's just so easy to tell when someone has no idea what they're talking about. In a way, I envy you. I feel I'm too educated on this stuff to make these kinds of things up that you say. Maybe it's not even that. Maybe I'm simply not as jealous as this guy is. I lack the passion to make things up because I'm happy with my choice. Just to be clear, everyone hates PC, and we don't consider you a gaming platform. Lol. Once I was Sony only, who's everyone? The entire console community, every game site that isn't a PC game site, tons of developers that treat you like the second-hand citizens that you are. Basically, PC gamers, just stop trying to be one of us. We'll never take you or your platform serious. It's a joke. You're just a less relevant Xbox, and Xbox is the butt of all jokes with console gamers. Please, we turned a blind eye to the fact that you're trying to be one of us this gen because of console wars, but seriously, you never will be. Oh god, here it comes. PCs do not try to be consoles, and PC gamers are not trying to fit in with the console crowd. We don't worry about keeping up with the technology curve, we don't worry about online payments, and we aren't begging for locked frame rates. We just play the same games on a more advanced machine that allows us more freedom. That's how we want to play. So go ahead, make your jokes at us. We'll just be over here enjoying the superior versions of all of our video games. Consoles outperform PCs very easily. It takes a 5 teraflop graphics card to outperform a 1.31 teraflop console. What? No, that's not how this works. Okay, let me tell you what you just said in a way that you can understand. The engine in my car is a V6, but because it's a Charger, it's faster than your Hemi Lambo. Sure, your Lambo looks cooler, but I like my car better. Therefore, physics doesn't exist, and mine's more powerful. Just read a book. So we have a pro-Apple article written here by a guy who claims himself to be a small business owner, a sexuality educator, which I always appreciate, and a writer. Apple is the single most relevant tech company in existence anywhere in the world today. What? Hang on, I gotta stop you, I'm sorry. That's simply not true. Look, I don't hate Apple, but they're not the single most relevant tech company. Oh yeah, biased Barry? Prove it. According to Forbes magazine, the 11 most relevant companies are IBM, Microsoft, Alphabet, HP, Oracle, Toshiba, VMware, Intel, Samsung, and Amazon. And that's when you look up the most relevant. According to an article from Business Insider, Apple doesn't show up on their countdown list until number 4, with Amazon again being number 1. However, that article is in regards to the most powerful companies. It isn't until you get to an article published by Fast Company that we see their list names Apple, Amazon, and Android as the most relevant brands. Sorry for cutting you off though, what were you saying? Yeah, I had a chat with my friend who studies IT, and he said that consoles use this chip called Jaguar with CGN, and that it warps the games so they look better on the PS4 than on the PC. Hey, I had a chat with my IT friend. No, the one that doesn't listen in class. Yeah, he's biased towards consoles, and I am too, so I love talking with him. There's just this ammo that I get to use online too, and I don't feel bad if it's wrong, cause it's my friend who's the liar, not me. What? No, I couldn't have possibly done research on this, I'm right. In order to emulate the PS4 effectively, you would need a monstrous computer. If you know anything about the PS4 hardware, you know it's beastly, and to emulate you need 2 to 3 times the power that emulated device has. Oh, yeah, PS4 sure is beastly. Hardware from 2010 really was top tier stuff. Think about this. The PSP had 2 dual-core processors, could emulate the N64 at about 10 FPS, and my dual-core computer with 4GB of RAM, cost me $1,200 in 2008, could not emulate a GameCube. This stuff is more complicated than people think, and I seriously doubt anything can successfully emulate the PS4 at a speed one could actually enjoy. See, this is what everyone said with the GameCube. Now we have Dolphin. Not only does it allow you to adjust your game's visual settings, but you can adjust the frame rate as well. And you can play GameCube games in VR with Dolphin. This is also what people said about the PlayStation and Xbox, and yet, more and more games work with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 emulator each month. But what about the hardware? It has to be extreme, right? I emulated games when I first got into PC gaming. I had an i7 3770K quad-core processor and a GTX 760. My friend also played emulated games on his $400 quad-core AMD system. Yes, the hardware's important, but having to have hardware that's 8 times more powerful is simply just a lie. And even if it wasn't, having a computer that's 3 times more powerful than a PS4? Kinda not hard to do. Consoles are better because they have 1 terabyte of memory, and most PCs only have 240 gigabytes. It also have 4K, which is better than 1080p. I'm surprised PC even has 1080p because 1800p was made by Sony for PS4. That's why PC shouldn't have it. Also, exclusives might I add, and no, emulating is piratey, and you shouldn't do that. It hurts the gaming industry. So go buy a PS4, silly. Oh god. Sometimes I just feel like I can't help. Seriously, where do I begin? Firstly, when I build a PC list, I always ensure there's at least a terabyte of storage. 1 terabyte drives cost nothing anymore. Secondly, the first 1080p TV came out on July 23rd, 1996. Sony didn't start making 1080p capable TVs until 2005. Resolutions are not invented nor patented. Thirdly, don't argue exclusives with PC gamers. We not only have more exclusives, we have access to the old games that you can no longer play, and we have full genres that consoles simply don't have. Lastly, emulation is not piratey. If the game can no longer be purchased by the company that made it, it also does nothing to affect the wallets of these studios in this case. In all, I learned this information in less than 5 minutes. You could have easily saved yourself some embarrassment if you used Google first. I can go to the exchange right now and get a used Xbox One for less than $200. Show me a PC that can run Xbox One games as good as that prick can do it. Well, I don't know how well that prick plays games, but as for the challenge, I assume that I get to play by your rules, yes? If you can go to the exchange, then I can go to eBay or Craigslist, can't I? Oh, would you look at this? A gaming PC with a quad-core i5-6600K, 16GB of RAM, a GTX 980 Ti, and for storage, we have a 120GB SSD plus a 1TB hard drive. This computer on PC Part Picker would cost around $900 to $1,000, and this is bidding currently for $189. Looks like he's also getting rid of his monitor and peripherals here too. This computer would easily outperform your Xbox One. Don't release Dark Souls 3 on PC. We made you who you are. We bought 2 million copies of Bloodborne, only for you to stab us and Sony in the back and release your next game on the personal computing platform. PC players don't deserve this game since most of them are cheaters, and they're going to pirate the game anyway. We deserve to have this game only on the PlayStation 4 console, since we made you successful, and it was Sony who funded your next-gen engine. Stop working on the PC version of Dark Souls 3 right now, or we're going to boycott your game. You have to choose from software. It's either us or PC pirates. This hatred is childish. How is it that a game coming out on a platform that you don't even play on affects you at all? So what if there are cheaters on the PC? It would be the same thing for me if there were cheaters on the PS4. It doesn't affect me. I'm going to enjoy Dark Souls 3, and I hope you do too. By the way, Dark Souls 3, it's on PC. Sleep well tonight. So, Apple has always done these little gimmicks to entice people who don't know what it is Apple's even talking about, but this one is just dumb. 130% faster graphics. Compared to what? Not to today's technology curve. Are you comparing it to some sort of fictional dead graphics processor? They're literally saying that someone out there built a computer with a graphics processor that operated at -30%. That's impossible, Apple, for the love of God. PC gaming doesn't matter in the gaming industry. The income PC makes is all through freemiums like Dota and League. I read the budget reports, even mobile and browser games do better. Console brings money to real game developers and drives the industry forward. I have a strong gaming PC, but I barely play on it. Well, according to Business Insider, the most important platforms to developers in 2017 is the PC. You can also find this information on Statistica.com. The survey was taken by 4,500 developers at the Game Developers Conference, where only 27% said the PS4 Pro, and only 22% said the Xbox One. Looks like even smartphones and tablets are above consoles these days. According to developers, that is. Yes, I like PC exclusives to go to the consoles, and I wish for console games to come to the PC. More people get to play games. You are selfish and delusional. Oh god, JTech again. God, you say the dumbest things. Actually, you know who you remind me of? There's this guy who's famous for idiotic tweets. God, who was that again? Oh, here it is. Jaden Smith. 1. I have 75 megabits per second down. 2. I don't need to install an OS because my old SSD that already has all my important so it's good out of the box. 2. Again, drivers usually come with the hardware. 3. If you need to update a thing before you use it, it's not out of the box. 1. I have symmetrical 100 megabytes per second. If you really care about performance, you should know 75 megabits per second is not the best, especially if it's not symmetrical. You should upgrade your internet. You had to set up and install that OS at some point. It didn't come pre-installed. 2. Drivers come with hardware, but you have to install them from media or download them anyway. 3. Again, welcome to the 21st century. Hey, I didn't even have to debunk that guy. This kind little mister did it for me. You know, sometimes it's nice knowing there are sane people out there trying to help. Gives me a chance to relax a bit. Before I get too comfortable though, I want to show you guys something. This is a debate between a very religious minister and a Fox newsman. The subject? Violent video games. Enjoy.
And today, these young kids want to dress like the actors they see in TV or what they see in these video games, and they arm themselves with these rifles and guns, and they go out and they commit these killings. It is sick, and it's a cocaine. But our entire nation has become addicted to violence for entertainment, like the Romans.
You talk about all this stuff coming into our homes in the past 30, 40 years, and you're right, there's much more violence, it's much more horrible.
Yeah.
But crime is down. Yeah. Youth offenses are down. Maybe it's good for kids. We don't know.
John, I would say it's not good for anybody to watch murder. These video games, to me, are murder simulators is what they are. And it's very dangerous, John, very dangerous.